Oh look! Oh wait. If my face was smaller, it would work. Oh wait, okay, wait. Okay. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. My name is Katie, and in today's video I will be discussing all of my recent reads. Now, mind you, my recent reads are like a collection of reads. I don't read enough to do like a monthly reading wrap-up because I'm either too lazy or working or too lazy. I love to read, but sometimes it's just like getting in there to do it. And I'm a slow reader anyway. Like, I'm fast but I'm slow, if that makes any sense, because I really don't think it does. But I did, so this is just like my recent reads. It's like no rhyme or reason. I think it's like the books that I read at the end of December up until now. So I may eventually do a monthly like wrap up if I start doing reading more books, but I only have 4 books to talk about. So like, do you guys like longer wrap ups or do you like shorter wrap ups? Or let me know in the comments down below. But without further ado, these are the books that I have read recently. Okay, so the first book that I read was an ARC, and it is called Why I Held Your Hand, and it is by Augusta Riley, and I will put the picture here. I'm pretty sure it's already out now, so like you can go read it if you want to, but it's a very cute small town romance with some steamy scenes, and you know I'm trash, so that's what I live for, the steamy scenes. And I'm trash and it's okay. You know who did it to me was Sarah J. Maas. She made me trash, and I'm here for it, and now I'm just a trashy person. But anyway, this story is about a girl named Laura who has like a arts and crafts store in this small town, and the town is surrounded by like these tourist traps of these big cities that attract all these people, but they never end up coming to their town because they're always like sidetracked by the bigger ones. So she goes to this advertising agency. Of course. So she goes to this advertising agency and like hires these group of guys to help with like rebranding her town. And she meets this guy who's like the head of the marketing like team like the first day that she goes to the city, and of course she's like in the backseat of her car and she's a hot mess, and like he just finds her so attractive, you know, the good stuff. And they end up starting to date, but he's like, we have to keep it quiet because I don't want the other guys on the team to know that we're dating, because I like don't like to mix business and pleasure. And he's a nice guy and all, like he's a nice guy. I can't remember his name right now, so maybe he's not that nice. But there's 2 other guys on the team, and the one guy is going to be like working with her one-on-one in her town, and he's the one that comes up with the idea of doing like a Charles Dickens like weekend. And hello, that just sounds perfect to me. Girl, I'm doing something. That is rude. You are so rude. Thank you. Anyway, he comes up with the idea to do like a Charles Dickens theme weekend to have tourists come, because the town's very like Victorian, and he is looking at the old bed and breakfasts in town. He's like, we can really do something with this, and we can have people dress up, and all the town owners and the shop owners can dress up and like do like these little, what's the word? Demonstrations? Yeah, what I'm looking for. Okay, so she works very closely with this guy, and I can't remember his name either, but it's okay. Is it like Mark, Peter, Jake? I don't know. But she starts working really closely with him and like starts to like get to know him and things. And we know where this is going. Okay, so does she end up with the guy from the marketing team, like the head, or does she end up with the guy who like she was working with the whole time to like get this town back in like working order? So I'm not going to tell you who she ends up with, because if you want to read it, but it's a very short, quick read, cute little small town romance. I think I gave it like 3 stars just because I have very high standards, I guess. And it was just an okay read for me. It's kind of like, I kind of knew where the story was going, which I guess you can say like all romances, you kind of know where the story is going. But the steamy scenes were good. So there's that. After that, I read my new favorite book of my life. No lie. No drama, no dramatics here. I read A Court of Mist and Fury. This was a 5 stars. That's all you need to know. Like, there's nothing else. I did a whole video about this book. I love this book. I love this series. I love Reese. And I would take a bullet for that boy, but I wouldn't need to because he's a fairy and he will survive a bullet as long as it's not made of iron. Not iron, because they can survive iron. It's ash. Sorry. But yeah, this book is just the sequel to A Court of Thorns and Roses. If you don't already know, if you haven't read it, please go read it. Like, go. The next book comes out in like a week. Go read them. And then you can read the new one. Like, go. But, this is just a sequel to the first book. A lot of new characters are described in this book. We meet a lot of new characters. We meet a lot of new, like, locations and things like that. Character development in the story with Feyre is amazing. Talks of soulmates, mating bonds. It's just a great, great book. And if you have read it, let me know what you think of chapter 55. Because if you know, you know. And that's why I'm trash. Because of this book. And the first one, but more so this one. This one really is what made me decide that I'm trash, which is fine because give me the fairy all day, okay? Thank you. The next book that I read was the follow-up to A Court of Mist and Fury, and it's a little let down. I'm not gonna lie. But I've come to the realization that not every book can be A Court of Mist and Fury, but that's okay. So I read A Court of Wings and Ruin, and a lot of people are like, this is my favorite of the series, and I'm like, no. It's just, it can't be. But I think a lot of people like the whole idea of like found family and like side characters being introduced and like talked about, and I can't speak today, so it's fine. Broadened, you know, like they get more of a story, which is fine. I have a few issues with this book. A few. One being, you're in the middle of, okay, so if you haven't read this book yet, or you haven't read the series, spoilers, my bad, but I have to discuss it, because I haven't done a video on this book, but I need to discuss it. Okay. I warned you. If you're still here, then that means you're okay with it. Okay. So, I just have an issue with the whole, we're in the middle of a war, but if you can be really, really quiet, we can bang this out. In little words, okay? Yeah, so that was like that was an issue for me, like, really? Right now? Like, you really think this is, you gotta do that right now? Okay, if you say so. Another thing is, I don't like Elaine. I guess I liked her more in the novella, but I did not like her in this book. I don't even like Nesta. I don't like Nesta in this book. I don't like Nesta in the next book, and I'm just hoping that in this new book, which is about Nesta, I get like a backstory. I'm sure we will, but like just something that can redeem her, because right now I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, you could give me another book of Feyre and Rhysand, and I would be thrilled. I would be happy. But alas, we are not. But anyway, yes. I think I gave this one like a 4 out of 5 stars. Like, it was good. It's huge. But like, it's a good book, but it's not like my favorite of the series. And then I ended January with the novella, A Court of Frost and Starlight. Again, spoilers if you have not read this book. But I felt like I would have enjoyed it more if I read this at Christmas time. Because this is basically just like getting gifts for everybody. That's the premise of it, because it's winter solstice and they're celebrating, so they're buying gifts for each other and they don't know what to get each other. Mind you, they are setting up things for the next book, I believe. Like, I could definitely see how they're setting things up, like, with, like, a rebellion. I don't know. Something's going on with, like, the Illyrian warriors and, like, rebelling against Reese, I think. So, like, I can see where they're setting up. They are. Or she is setting up for the next book. I still don't like Nesta. Like, I don't care. I don't care for her. She only came to, I want to say Christmas, because this is just what I think of as Christmas. She only came to Solstice because Feyre was going to pay for her rent for like so many months, and then she was a big butt about it, and then she was a big butt to Cassian as he walked her home, and then he didn't even give her his gift. Like, I want to know what he threw in the river. Like, I needs to know. He deserves so much better. He deserves so much better. Not saying I'm better, I'm just saying he deserves so much better. And issues, again, with this book and the ending. As in the Christmas gift that she gives him. As in, let me clarify who I mean. I mean Feyre and Rhysand, the gift. And if you know, you know. And I don't understand how he could, after she shows him their son. And that's what, okay, that's romantic, I guess? I don't think so. That's one of the issues I had with it. Like I said, it's a short 220 some pages. It's quick read. It's like, I think I would have enjoyed it better if I actually read it when it came out, because then it would have been like a nice little like teaser for the next book, just to like tide me over into the next book. But I read this like I said in January, so like I was just waiting for the next book to come out, and now it's coming out and I just don't care about this book. I think I gave it like a 3. I'm pretty sure I did. So take it as you will. If you want to read it, go ahead. I'm just forewarning you about the gift. But that is all my recent reads so far. I will tell you what I'm currently reading. Oh, wait. That's a lie. Technically, I have another recent read, but I'm going to wait and do it for February reads, because I'm going to try to do it monthly. I'm going to try. Probably won't work, but we're going to try. But what I'm currently reading is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. And when I mean currently reading, I mean I just scanned it into my Goodreads last night at like 4 in the morning, so I didn't get to read it yet, but that's what I'm going to be reading. So if you've read that one, let me know down below if you liked it, and let me know what your current recent reads are so I can add them to my ever-growing TBR list, because that is my theme for this channel, apparently, is my ever-growing TBR list. But yes, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new and you like my videos. They're hot messes, but you know what? You can't be perfect with everything. All my social media is linked down below, along with my Goodreads. If you'd like to be friends, it's always open just to like request, because I'm not gonna deny anybody because I have no friends. But yeah, I'm rambling. So look out for a haul video coming in the coming week, because I have like 20 books in front of me that I need to haul so I can put them away, because I have no control. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye. Hi, Louie. Louie. Oh, seriously though, who, after seeing their son, who? I'm looking at you, Sarah J. Maas. And I cannot speak.